Think Texas suburbs are always safe. Think again. People still talk about Texas like it's immune, like it's some financial fortress where home values only climb. Builders can't build fast enough and buyers line up like it's Black Friday. That story is dead, gone, over, done. Because right now, a quiet housing earthquake ripples through the most can't-miss suburbs in Texas. The kind with master-planned communities, shiny new schools, and those dreamy 15 minutes from everything promises. But behind the staged listing photos and the fresh mulch, homes sit, prices bleed, inventory stacks like sandbags before a storm. And if you bought near the top, you feel it. That heavy, stomach-dropping moment when you realize your neighbor listed for less than you paid, and then cut again and again. Meanwhile, your monthly payment stays locked. High interest, high taxes, and now insurance climbing like it's trying to suffocate your budget. Today, we're counting down the top 10 Texas suburbs facing a total housing meltdown right now, from nowhere 10 to the epicenter at War 1. And listen, this matters now, not next year, not when rates drop. Because when days on market explode and price cuts become the new normal, the market shifts fast, like a dam cracking. One week you're fine, the next week you're underwater. If you want data-driven real estate reality, no hype, no fairy tales, hit subscribe. This channel tracks the numbers, the incentives, the pressure points, and the human cost. All right, deep breath, let's dive in. Number 10, Round Rock, TX, Austin Metro's starter home dream turns nightmare. Round Rock used to feel like a cheat code. Good schools, Dell Energy, and that Austin adjacency glow. Not anymore. Now it feels like the lights are still on. But the crowd already left. Here's the data punch. Round Rock's median sale price hits $375,000, down 7.4% year over year. Homes sit 92 days on average, up from 65 days last year. The typical deal closes around 4% below list price, and even hot homes still take roughly 41 days to go pending. That's not a healthy market. That's a slow bleed. Source. But it's not just price. The reason? Time kills momentum. When buyers watch listings sit for 3 months, they stop rushing. They start hunting. They start lowballing. What's making it worse? Inventory pressure. Round Rock shows about 949 active listings, and the median list price sits at $434,900, already down 3.24% year over year. Days on market also trend higher at the listing level too. Source. And then there's the human impact. Families who bought at peak pricing now carry payments that feel like drowning. A $375K house at today's financing reality doesn't feel affordable. It feels like a monthly hostage situation. Market dynamics? Sellers stop testing the market and start chasing it down. Price cuts, concessions, closing cost offers. Investors who banked on fast appreciation? They panic when the exit door jams. Future outlook. Round Rock becomes the warning shot. Because when the entry-level suburb breaks, the whole metro feels it. And this is only the beginning. Number 9, McKinney, TX. DFW's polished suburb starts hemorrhaging. McKinney looks perfect on paper. Tree-lined streets, historic charm, and suburban confidence. But the market doesn't care about charm when affordability collapses. Data bombardment. McKinney's median sale price sits at $520,000, down 3.7% year over year. Homes now take 63 days to sell, up from 50 days last year. Sellers accept about 3% below list price, and even with multiple offers happening, the market slows hard. Source. But it's not just a few percent down. The reason? DFW supply isn't tight anymore. And when supply rises, buyers stop acting like soldiers in a bidding war battlefield. What's making it worse? Newer neighborhoods compete against newer builds. And then there's the psychology shift. Buyers see price drops in nearby cities, Frisco, Celina, Prosper, and they stop trusting the sticker price. Human impact. The people who moved up from starter homes into 500K plus houses now feel trapped. Teachers, nurses, and service workers who planned on Texas affordability stare at payments that swallow paychecks. Market dynamics. The investors who expected quick equity, they stop renovating and start dumping. Lenders tighten. Sellers offer rate buydowns like life rafts. Future outlook. McKinney doesn't crash like a meteor. It bleeds like a wound. Slow, steady, relentless. Number 8. Frisco, TX, the luxury suburb mirage cracks. Frisco was once the poster child of Texas growth forever. Not anymore. Now it feels like a high-end showroom where nobody buys. Data bombardment. On Redfin, Frisco's median sale price lands at $630,000, down 7.0% year over year. Homes linger around 79 days versus 63 days last year. Sale to list sits around 96%, and the market quietly flips into buyer control. Source. On Realtor.com snapshot, it gets even more concerning. Median home price $715,000, active listings 1,240, up 17.73% YOY, and average days on market 63, up 11.11% YOY. That's inventory stacking fast. Source. But it's not just inventory. The reason? Frisco runs on confidence. When confidence dies, the premium evaporates. What's making it worse? And then there's the neighborhood competition. Places like Stonebriar and Phillips Creek Ranch carry massive price tags, $252,000 and $1,098,000 median home prices in those pockets. When the top wobbles, everything underneath shakes. Source: human impact. Families who stretched into forever homes now watch comps slide. Investors holding rentals feel squeezed as renters push back. Mid-entry CTA. If this is eye-opening, subscribe. And if you live in Frisco, Stonebriar, The Trails, Phillips Creek Ranch, tell us what you're seeing. Are price cuts everywhere, or are sellers still pretending it's 2022? Future outlook. Frisco doesn't just cool, it deflates. A luxury suburb that promised endless upside now faces the opposite, a slow-motion markdown. Number 7. Pflugerville, TX, the affordable Austin escape route collapses. Pflugerville used to be the safety valve for Austin. When Austin got too expensive, people fled here. Now that escape route turns into a dead end. Data bombardment. Pflugerville's median sale price hits $365,000, down 9.32% year over year. Price per square foot sits around $186, and the market slows as listings take longer to move. Source. But it's not just price. The reason? Pflugerville depends on Austin energy. And Austin's momentum cracked. What's making it worse? New builds, resale competition, buyer fatigue. And then there's rising total ownership cost, taxes, insurance, HOA fees, stacking like concrete blocks on the same household budget. Human impact. Families who bought thinking, "We'll refinance later," now sit in financial quicksand. They can't sell without taking a hit, and they can't rent it out without betting on thin margins. Market dynamics. Investors stop buying. They start exiting. Sellers throw incentives at buyers like desperation confetti. Future outlook. Pflugerville becomes one of the clearest signs that the Austin metro isn't just cooling. It's hemorrhaging outward. Number 6. Leander, TX, where the master-planned dream starts dying. Leander was once the boomtown promise. Knew everything, better everything. Now, it's the sound of listings sitting and sitting and sitting. Data bombardment. Leander's median sale price sits at $415,000, down 8.5% year over year. Homes take 77 days to sell versus 54 days last year. Sale to list runs around 97.1%, down from the peak frenzy. Source: Zillow's broader value metric shows the same direction. $424,012 typical home value, down 5.8% over the past year, and homes go to pending around 86 days. Source. But it's not just one bad metric. The reason? Leander built for a wave. The wave receded. The houses stayed. What's making it worse? And then there's the inventory reality described by Realtor.com. About 1.3K active listings, median for sale price $449,990, and 87 days on market. That's not scarcity. That's supply pressure. Source: human impact. Buyers who paid peak prices in new subdivisions now watch their equity evaporate. Some try to rent, some try to sell. Many freeze. Future outlook. Leander risks a deeper slide because once buyers believe prices always drop here, demand disappears. And demand is oxygen. Number 5. Cedar Park, TX. Austin's stable suburb starts bleeding value. Cedar Park is supposed to be the stable one, the safe one, the will hold value one. Not anymore. Data bombardment: Zillow's typical value pegs Cedar Park at $463,623, down 5.6% over the past year. That's value evaporating in a suburb people thought couldn't break. Source: but it's not just a Zillow chart. The reason? Austin's gravity pulls everything down when it weakens. If the core market shifts from bidding wars to buyer hesitation, the suburbs don't escape. They amplify it. What's making it worse? And then there's the cost stack. Insurance climbs. Materials stay expensive. Property taxes don't crash like prices do. That mismatch squeezes owners until they tap out. Human impact. Families who moved here for stability now feel suffocated. When the mortgage stays high but the resale price drops, you don't just lose money, you lose options. You can't move, you can't upgrade, you can't breathe. Market dynamics. Sellers try to hold the line. Then they start cutting. Then they start offering concessions. Investors who assumed appreciation, they turn into reluctant landlords. Future outlook. Cedar Park shows a terrifying truth. Even the safe suburbs drown when affordability dies. If you're still watching, subscribe, because the top 4 are where the meltdown turns from concerning to ground zero. And comment if you live in the Austin metro. Are you seeing price cuts weekly? Number 4. Georgetown, TX, where homes sit so long they start to rot. Georgetown looks like a postcard, a charming square, historic vibes, hill country energy. But the market? It's suffocating. Data bombardment. Georgetown's median sale price is $425,000, down 8.5% year over year. Homes take 123 days to sell, up from 105 days last year. That's 4 months of dead air. Source: Zillow aligns. $421,639 typical value, down 4.1%, pending around 77 days. Source: Realtor.com shows inventory pressure. 2,510 active listings and 79 days on market. Source: but it's not just time. The reason? Georgetown expanded fast. When expansion meets higher rates, buyers vanish. What's making it worse? And then there's the retirement angle. Georgetown draws retirees, and retirees run on fixed incomes. When costs jump, they don't stretch. They walk away. Human impact. Retirees, young families, and first-time buyers who jumped in late now face the same nightmare. If I sell, I lose money. If I stay, I bleed monthly. Market dynamics. Sellers get desperate. Builders compete. Concessions explode. The market becomes a slow-motion liquidation. Future outlook. Georgetown risks a deeper drop because long days on market create a visible graveyard of listings. And graveyards scare buyers. Number 3. Prosper, TX. High-end dreams turn into high-end casualties. Prosper sells a fantasy. Big homes, big schools, big futures. But big price tags collapse hard when the buyer pool evaporates. Data bombardment. Prosper's median sale price hits $825,000, down 9.84% year over year. Homes take 166 days to sell, nearly doubling from 86 days last year. Sale to list sits at 93.6%. That's sellers bleeding value just to get out. Source: Realtor.com reinforces the stagnation. Average days on market 75, up 17.33%, and active listings near 949. Source: but it's not just the market. The reason? Luxury depends on easy money. Easy money died. What's making it worse? And then there's investor psychology. When high-end homes stop moving, investors panic because their holding costs feel like drowning. Human impact. Families who stretched into 800K plus mortgages now watch equity evaporate. They don't just feel stress, they feel trapped. Market dynamics. Sellers throw incentives. Lenders scrutinize harder. Builders cut deals quietly. The entire suburb turns into a negotiation battlefield. Future outlook. Prosper faces the classic luxury suburb irony. It promised exclusivity. Now it faces oversupply. Number 2. New Braunfels. TX, the hill country boomtown, starts to break. New Braunfels was once the best of both worlds. Austin energy, San Antonio access, rivers, tourism. Not anymore. Now it feels like a market that can't find its footing. Data. Bombardment. New Braunfels posts a median sale price of $338,000, down 3.6% year over year. Price per square foot sits around $176. Source. But it's not just price. The reason? Boomtowns attract speculation. Speculation turns toxic when demand slows. What's making it worse? And then there's the split market effect. Some pockets hold, others fall apart. When buyers see collapsing neighborhoods, they assume the whole city is risky. Human impact. Service workers, hospitality, retail, local healthcare feel crushed when housing costs stay high, but job wages don't match. Families who bought at peak now live with that silent fear. What if we need to move? Market dynamics. Investors who ran short-term rentals feel pressure as costs rise and margins shrink. Sellers try to exit before they're forced to. Future outlook. New Braunfels becomes the warning for every lifestyle boomtown, suburb in Texas. When the story breaks, the market breaks with it. Number 1. Celina. TX, DFW's Meltdown epicenter. Celina was supposed to be the next Frisco, the next Prosper, the next buy now or regret forever. Not anymore. Celina is ground zero. Data bombardment. Celina's median sale price drops to $481,000, down a brutal 19.6% year over year. Homes sit 167 days on average, up from 97 days last year. Sellers close around 96% sale to list, and the market registers as not very competitive. Source. That's not cooling, that's collapsing. But it's not just one suburb. The reason? Celina is a supply story. Development plus higher rates equals demand collapse. What's making it worse? Realtor.com shows the inventory machine. About 2.4K homes for sale and 80 days on market. That's not a shortage, that's a flood. Source. And then there's the human impact. Families who bought into brand new subdivisions now watch the new home down the street sell for less, with incentives, rate buydowns, and freebies. That feeling? Pure rage, pure panic. Market dynamics. Builders compete with resales and win because they can subsidize rates. Resale sellers bleed, investors flee, buyers wait. Future outlook. Celina faces the darkest irony. It marketed endless upside. Now it delivers a slow-motion equity wipeout. Here's the pattern across every one of these Texas suburbs, from Round Rock to Celina. This isn't a Texas problem. This is a math problem. When mortgage rates stay high and builders keep feeding the pipeline, you don't get a cute little slowdown. You get a pressure cooker. Inventory rises, days on market stretch. Price cuts normalize. And once buyers smell weakness, they stop running toward the market and start hunting it. That's the real threat. Psychology flips. A hot market runs on fear of missing out. A falling market runs on fear of overpaying. And this isn't just about home prices. It's about something bigger, the collapse of the suburban promise. The idea that you can move out, get more space, and build wealth automatically. That era dies when affordability dies. And then there's the cost stack that nobody warned you about loudly enough. Insurance climbs. Texas homeowners' insurance rates rose nearly 19% in 2024, after increases over 21% the prior year, according to the Texas Department of Insurance as reported by the Texas Tribune. Source: So, even if your price only drops 5% to 10%, your monthly costs don't drop with it. They tighten, they suffocate, they trap people. If you're a buyer watching this is the moment to stop believing slogans and start tracking numbers. If you're a seller, denial is expensive. The longer you wait, the more you chase the market down. If you're an investor, this is where you separate cash flow math from speculation. And if you're sitting there thinking, "Is my suburb next?" comment your city and neighborhood. I read them. I track them. I'll build the next countdown based on what you're seeing on the ground. Because this story escalates. And the people who win, they don't win by hoping, they win by knowing. Subscribe for weekly breakdowns, prices, inventory, days on market, and the real-world incentives sellers don't want to admit. Stay sharp, stay skeptical, and I'll see you in the next one.